Why is it when girls have sex with more than one person, they are deemed slags amongst everyone, and yet boys who do the exact same are treated like heroes?
I don't know if they are all treated like heroes, to be fair. I think that the culture's changing slightly, and I know that we do have some guys who refer to themselves as sluts, or some girls who call boys sluts because they do have a lot of partners.
It's a Scottish cultural thing as well, you know, and it's something that we do a lot of work with, especially when we're working with young girls, to feel the self-worth about their own sexuality and their own sexual experiences. But yeah, it's a cultural thing, and the only folks who can change it are the young people actually just not accepting these stereotypes.
Okay, why do you think young people start drinking and smoking?
Yeah, it's very much a cultural thing. It's almost like it's an expected.
Huge amount of peer pressure out there, isn't there? And we do see a lot of parents as well who drink a lot more regularly than they did maybe 10 or 20 years ago. So the young people are seeing it very much, and I think that the alcohol industry have specifically targeted young people as a niche with their alcohol that tastes like fruit juice, and it is specifically designed around young people. And again, it's culture. Scottish people have a high tendency to drink, but we are seeing in other areas, for example France was always left, you know, alcohol was a very sociable thing, but I think they're themselves having their own issues. And as for smoking, young people start to smoke for all different reasons. I know there's still the idea that it keeps girls slim. They'd rather have a couple of cigarettes than something to eat, which is really far worse for your health than just a couple of pounds. And also alcohol's very cheap.
Well, there was at one stage a local supermarket was selling bottles of lager cheaper than you can buy a bottle of water of the same size.
And really, if the size of Kirkcaldy is, what have we got to offer our young people to do?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a good sports centre. You know, there really is not a lot of specific things for our young audiences to do.
And often the Friday nights now sort of seen as drinking night. That's what folk. It's like, you know, it's what your friends do, so you tend to go along with it. But we are, again, in the hub often hear, you know, tales, situations young folk have got themselves in after drinking too much, and you know, it is quite concerning because you're not in control, and it affects your mental health, it affects your sexual health, it's putting your personal safety at risk. So, you know, we encourage young people to sort of take responsibility for themselves and keep themselves safe.
Can you get pregnant before your first period?
Definitely.
Definitely, yes.
Because you don't know when you're due it. So, you know, the egg's been released from the ovary, all you need to get pregnant is one sperm and one egg, and if, you know, you don't know that you're ovulating yet, you wouldn't have any idea if you are at risk. So yeah, you definitely can.
And there is no safe time either. Within your menstrual, the month that's safe. You hear some people saying that there's a safe time. There's no safe time. Sperm can live for a few days, so it can wait until the egg's released. So there's no safe time.
You hear a lot of sort of what we call urban myths that are still going around generations later, that were there when Debbie and I were teenagers, and you still hear them. And again, that's something else about the hub. We do offer condom distribution. But we're there to discuss all the different contraceptives that are available, and there are a lot of different types that are suitable for different reasons and such like. So again, we're there, we can discuss options with people, but again, we would always encourage, never mind if you're on a pill or if you've got an implant, that you still use condoms to protect yourself against sexually transmitted infections.
And we do pregnancy testing as well.
Well, we're on our last question for this little while. Do people just come into the hub for condoms?
No, they don't. Sometimes, you know, Leslie and I feel that a lot of young people use that as a sort of way to come in to see us, and it can take young people a little couple of visits before they feel comfortable about talking about other things. But most people who come in, usually they don't want condoms, they just want to speak to someone about various issues that they're feeling at that moment. We always offer them. There's no, unless you know, you're too young, we wouldn't give you them. We always offer them, but really, as Leslie was saying earlier, we talk about relationships, issues with parents, friends. We've had discussions around abortions, alcohol. We're there to listen to absolutely anything at all.
We do sometimes get a wee tad grumpy about condoms getting sprayed about outside the YM, but we'll have a few reasons for that. One, that neighbours could be upset by that. If you're taking your wee kid to school the following morning and there's condoms strewn all over the street, you're not going to be happy. But another thing is, some people have really severe allergic reactions to latex, and if somebody who has this intolerance goes anywhere near a condom, they can actually end up in hospital, they can actually end up a near death. That's another reason why we get, annoyed with people spraying condoms everywhere.
And it's a service that we feel is valuable, and we don't want it jeopardised by people who misuse it.
Well, thank you for coming up and doing our very first ever Hub Radio.
Thank you, Andrew, for
Thanks,
inviting
Andrew.
us.
Probably talk to you in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.